Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have an incredibly heartwarming story about CEO Tuan and Tieu Hue as they experience the joy and challenges of caring for their newborn baby. From gently bathing their little one to nurturing and massaging and finally sharing quiet, intimate moments while breastfeeding and being rocked to sleep, this story captures the pure love, tenderness, and connection of a family. Witness the magic of parenthood as Tuan and Hue bond with their baby, creating unforgettable memories filled with laughter, care, and happiness. If you enjoy heartwarming family moments and touching stories about love and parenting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an emotional and inspiring story like this. Thank you for watching, and we hope this story warms your heart just like it did ours. The soft morning light filtered gently through the curtains, casting a warm golden hue across the nursery. CEO Tuan and Tieu Hue stood side by side, hearts swelling with anticipation and tenderness as they prepared to care for their newborn. The tiny bundle of life lay quietly on a plush, pastel-colored towel, its delicate fingers curling instinctively, eyes blinking at the new world it had just entered. Every detail of the baby, soft hair, rosy cheeks, the gentle rise and fall of its tiny chest, made Tieu Hue's heart ache with love. She lifted the baby carefully, cradling it in her arms as she filled the basin with warm water, ensuring it was the perfect temperature to keep their child comfortable and safe. CEO Tuan watched every motion with a mixture of awe and admiration. The way Tieu Hue's hands moved, precise yet tender, showed a mother's instinct that he found both inspiring and deeply moving. He could hear the faint gurgles and coos of their child, each sound a small miracle, a reminder that this tiny human being was a part of them now. Tuan couldn't resist the urge to lean in, brushing his thumb gently across the baby's soft cheek. The baby responded with a tiny squeak, a sound that made Tuan's heart leap with joy and pride. It was in this quiet, intimate space that he realized the full weight of what it meant to be a father. Tieu Hue, meanwhile, carefully washed their baby, every motion deliberate yet gentle, as if afraid to startle the fragile life in her arms. She hummed softly, a melody meant only for the three of them, and the baby's eyes followed her movements, mesmerized by her voice and the warmth of her touch. The room smelled faintly of baby soap, a comforting and familiar scent that wrapped around them like a protective blanket. Tuan stepped closer, placing a hand over Tieu Hue's as she held their child, sharing the responsibility and joy. There was a rhythm to this simple act, the dipping of the washcloth, the careful splashes of water, the laughter that bubbled up between them when the baby kicked its tiny legs or squealed in surprise. Every moment felt monumental, a first chapter in the story of their family that they would carry in their hearts forever. Tuan's eyes met Tieu Hue's, and in that gaze, no words were needed. They both understood the depth of this love, the unspoken promise to protect and cherish this new life. The world outside the nursery, with all its pressures and demands, seemed to fade away. In that golden morning light, surrounded by the soft sounds of their baby's tiny movements, the couple experienced a profound sense of peace and unity. This was more than just a morning routine. It was the beginning of an unbreakable bond, a family's first moments of connection, and the pure, indescribable joy of witnessing life in its most delicate and perfect form. After the warm bath, Tieu Hue wrapped their baby snugly in a soft pastel blanket, the fabric enveloping the little one like a cocoon of love and safety. The baby's tiny hands peeked out from the fold, reaching instinctively toward the world, while Tieu Hue's gentle touch reassured them with a sense of security. She placed the baby on a soft changing mat, adjusting the blanket just enough to allow the delicate skin to breathe. The morning sunlight poured through the window, illuminating the scene in a warm, golden glow, giving the room a sense of serenity that mirrored the tender care being given. Tieu Hue picked up a small bottle of natural baby oil, rubbing a few drops between her hands to warm it. She began the massage with slow, deliberate movements, easing the tension from the baby's tiny limbs. The baby's eyes followed every motion, mesmerized by the gentle rhythm and the soft, comforting scent. Each touch, each caress was a silent promise, a reassurance that they were loved and safe. CEO Tuan stood beside her, his heart swelling as he observed the harmony between mother and child. He could feel the happiness radiating from Tieu Hue, the gentle smile she cast down at their baby, and it filled him with a profound sense of pride and warmth. Tuan reached out, eager to participate, and Tieu Hue guided his hands to follow her careful motions. Together, they worked in unison, massaging the baby's tiny arms, legs, and back. The baby cooed softly, a sound that echoed through the room like a melody of pure joy. Tuan whispered little words of encouragement and affection, letting the baby hear the sound of his voice, forming the first bonds of communication and comfort. The connection between father and child was immediate and natural. The gentle rocking of Tuan's hands and the rhythmic strokes of the massage created a soothing cadence that calmed the baby's tiny body and mind. Laughter occasionally bubbled up as the baby wriggled in delight, small giggles punctuating the quiet morning. Tieu Hue's eyes sparkled as she exchanged glances with Tuan, both sharing an unspoken understanding that these ordinary moments were extraordinary in their significance. They were not just caring for a newborn, they were laying the foundation of a deep, enduring bond. The tiny movements of the baby, the softness of their skin, and the warmth of their presence filled the couple with an unparalleled sense of fulfillment. In this cocoon of love and tenderness, the worries of the outside world, the stress of work, deadlines, and responsibilities melted away, leaving only the pure joy of nurturing life. As the massage continued, Tuan felt a surge of emotion welling up inside him. This was a transformative experience, one that deepened his love for Tieu Hue and strengthened the invisible thread connecting them to their child. Every giggle, every coo, and every tiny stretch of the baby's limbs became a reminder that life's simplest acts, holding, touching, and caring, could create the most profound happiness. They shared these quiet, intimate moments, completely absorbed in the miracle before them, knowing that these early experiences would be the building blocks of lifelong memories filled with love, laughter, and familial warmth. As the gentle massage came to an end, Tieu Hue carefully wrapped their baby in a soft, knitted blanket, ensuring every limb was comfortably nestled and secure. The baby's tiny eyes blinked sleepily, lulled by the warmth of the room and the tender care it had just received. Tieu Hue settled into the rocking chair, cradling the little one in her arms as she began to breastfeed. The baby instinctively nuzzled close, finding comfort and sustenance in the rhythm of her heartbeat and the warmth of her touch. In that intimate moment, the room seemed to shrink around them, and the outside world, with all its noise, stress, and chaos, felt impossibly distant. CEO Tuan sat beside them, his hand gently resting on the baby's soft blanket. He watched the scene unfold with a mix of awe and quiet reverence. The sight of Tieu Hue feeding their child, her expressions serene and tender, filled him with an overwhelming sense of gratitude and love. He could feel the deep bond forming, not just between mother and child, but between all three of them as a new family unit. He leaned in, brushing his fingers across the baby's soft hand, marveling at the fragility and perfection of such tiny details. The gentle sighs and contented coos of the baby were like music to his ears, a melody of peace that resonated deep within his heart. After a few moments, as the baby began to settle into a contented sleep, Tuan carefully took the little one into his arms. He rocked gently, matching the slow rhythm of the baby's breathing, whispering soft, loving words. "Sleep well, little one. Daddy is here," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, yet filled with warmth and reassurance. The baby's eyes fluttered closed, and a faint smile touched its lips, a silent acknowledgement of the comfort and security it felt. Tuan's heart swelled with emotion. This tiny being, so dependent yet so full of life, had already brought a depth of love into his life that he had never imagined possible. Tieu Hue watched him with a smile that spoke volumes. She saw the tenderness in his eyes, the gentleness of his hands, and the unspoken promises of protection and devotion he offered. They exchanged a glance, a silent communication of mutual respect and adoration, understanding that these small, fleeting moments were the essence of family life. The three of them sat together, wrapped in the warmth of love, serenity, and safety. Every sigh, every tiny hand movement, and every breath became a thread, weaving an unbreakable bond between them. In the quiet of the nursery, with the golden morning lights casting soft shadows across the room, Tuan felt a profound sense of contentment and purpose. The worries of the outside world, business deals, meetings, and obligations, faded into insignificance. Here, in this small room, in these precious hours, they had discovered the true meaning of life: connection, love, and the unspoken joy of nurturing one another. The baby slept peacefully in his arms, Tieu Hue gently adjusting the blanket, and Tuan whispered once more, "We'll always protect you, little one, always." In that moment, everything felt perfect.